All right. So I've got some thoughts about this Charlie Kirk situation. I did not watch hours and hours of Charlie Kirk, and here's why. So for a couple of years, I was into apologetics, listening to the likes of James White and um, Charlie Kirk and others. Their names escape me now because I don't listen to them. But this debate forum and this back and forth was really appealing to me, and I liked it, and I think it draws something out of young men, and so hours of listening to those types of things, and I had to just get away from it, man, because this is what I noticed was going on in the people around me who were also into it, and it was consistent, right? I noticed that the the problem wasn't with the Charlie Kirks. It was watching hours of debates and seeing the evil and the darkness that some of these people represented, that the Charlie Kirks were debating. So by the time you see a purple headed weirdo come down and say something crazy, whether it's crazy about God, crazy about the faith, crazy about gender, by the time you get 20 purple headed weirdo videos, it does something to you. Like I said, I saw it more in the people around me, but I noticed that it was affecting me as well. You you start to lose your empathy and your sympathy for the lost purple headed weirdo, um, and so then when you come across a person that looks like them or may even think some thoughts like them out in the real world, the tenderness can fade away from your heart, and that person may not even be or believe the same as the people represented in the debates and stuff. Um, but it does something to you. It does something to your algorithm, and whether it puffs you up with pride or whether it causes you to lose your tenderness for the lost around you, it just can be not healthy. And the Proverbs give a little bit of wisdom as far as like continuously reproving the foolish. How all it does, they just are more foolish and they think they're more wise. Where when you correct a righteous person, he walks away more righteous. And so, all that to say, I had not been religiously following Charlie Kirk. And if you'd have asked me, hey, um, you know, is Charlie Kirk a devout Christian? What was his faith? I think so. I'm pretty sure. I know he's a right winged fella. And I know that you would probably align a lot of what he said with Judeo Christian beliefs. But I couldn't honestly tell you 24 hours ago the depths of his faith. And so when this went down, um, last night I was watching a video. It was a video of him getting shot, and I knew what I was about to watch. But there was something about when I saw it, I just said, "Oh no!" Like it hit my heart in a weird way, and so I started digging into videos and about him and his statements of faith and all. And this dude loved Jesus. He loved the Messiah. He loved the Son of God. And this guy gave all of the credit of anything good from him. He gave credit to the Father, to the Son, to his set apart Holy Spirit. And I mean, and he did it a lot. And it's just wild. So it's comforting knowing, hey, this guy, I believe that this guy is eternally a part of the kingdom, right? And so that's a good thing. He wasn't just a good old boy, because I was just concerned before I dug deeper into it, and you guys that love and worship and follow his work, and I didn't mean worship in a like a judgmental way. I'm just saying like you're like, oh yeah, let me hop on that. You already know, and you're like, James, what are you talking about? And I'm just telling you why I didn't know yet his testimony is because I had not been following him consistently, because I had to get away from that that forum. I had to get away from this idea of debating foolish people nonstop, just nonstop debating foolish people. And I know it has its place, and I think he was doing a good job. But I just noticed it was unhealthy for the viewer I think maybe it's healthier for the people partaking in the debates at the time than it is for everyone else to watch it, because it does something to our tenderness for the lost, right? Because the purple-headed weirdos need the gospel, they need the Messiah, they need salvation, and we want it for them, and the Father wants it for him. He doesn't want for any to perish. And so yeah, that's to my homies who follow already. We're following him very closely. I get it. I'm telling you, as I went down the trail of videos about him and his statements of faith, this dude is legit. And I say is because I believe he's still a part of the kingdom eternally, and so I'm grateful now. I'm now grateful for the work that he was doing, and or for the stance that he took in his faith. Whether his work was done the right way or whatever, I don't know. I don't decide that. He knows his calling on his life, and he believed he was walking in that calling, and so thug life. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that you will pray for his family, pray for the people affected by this. There's a lot of evil and foolishness being spewed, people celebrating a death. I mean, it's just wild. And, the world stage is going to spin this and use this for whatever it will. But I would say to you believers out there, do not let this turn you to hatred. Do not let this turn you to bitterness. Hate sin. Hate darkness, hate the principalities that we war against, but pray for the people around you. Get the gospel to the people around you. Have tenderness in your heart to the people around you. I know one thing, Charlie is in one video sitting there in the room. It's a famous or infamous forum they've got going on. He's got these OnlyFans girls sitting there and the like of them. And they said to him, like, you've been the most respectful and the most tender. And he says, it's not me. It's not me. If it was me, I'd be yelling at you. But it's the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit has transformed me. And that's so cool, man. It's really cool. So I would say if you loved Charlie Kirk, and if you were a follower of his work and you agreed with him, and if you're broken over his loss, I would say if you truly followed his lead, you would walk in tenderness, you walk in truth, but you include grace and mercy and tenderness and a longing for the lost to be found. And so that's my thoughts. It's a heartbreaking situation. Pray for the family, and I hope that believers will unite together and say, this is just another example of why the world needs the gospel, and let's turn the world upside down for the gospel, and don't let this or anything turn you to have a hateful, bitter heart. All right? Love you. Peace out.